Oh!
Look at that fancy transition. Karl-Anthony Towns from Piscataway, New Jersey, played high school basketball at St. Josie, New Jersey. Before that, he decided, though, recently to post a video of just how freak of an athlete that Karl-Anthony Towns was in 8th grade. Did you ever play with, I wonder if Steve or France ever played with guys like this in 8th grade that were just so, you're playing with men. Take a look. Seriously. Keep our mics up because, for one, he used Jurassic 5's What's Golden as a great song, but also cannot be used for copyright. In general, though, that's number 33, if you can't tell which one's Karl-Anthony Towns. Fun fact about Karl-Anthony Towns, he was held back in 7th grade, not because of grades. He wanted to just develop his body more before he got to high school. So he's really a freshman playing with 8th graders, and it really does look like Don Maker playing with his fellow 16-year-olds.
It looks like what happens when you create a player on like NBA and you just make your guy like
he blocked it with his elbow.
You make the guy humongous in amongst all these players. Like this is what I envisioned Americans to look like because of what American shows used to have, right? So when the shows that we used to watch across in the UK would be American high school shows with like grown men with 4 mortgages and kids and all that stuff. It's supposed to be high school. It's like, what's that movie with?
What do you?
You know the movie with Michael J. Fox?
What do we send to Scotland?
You know Michael J. Fox when he played when he played the one when he was high school. Yeah. Have you seen the guys that's on the team with him? And you're saying, what you sending me? What are you making? That's what I thought high schoolers looked like. Guys that were like 38 years of age playing high school basketball. That's what that looks like. That's why I thought
Teen Wolf could not play hero ball. Teen Wolf had the pass.
Oh, yeah,
look, that footage is ridiculous.
There's no need for it.
I mean, is it fun for you, Carl? I mean, you dominate people that you're like 2 feet taller than.
Well, no, he still dominates people now. That's the thing.
That's right. So that's what I'm talking about. He's dominant even now amongst people similar in his stature and size. As an 8th grader, he was a man.
That's a man
compared to like these little.
Well, that's why I thought it was such
an
interesting note that he was, he stayed back in 7th grade. So it's like you're talking about somebody who's already at the point of 8th grade being so enormously bigger than everybody on the court. He also had the athleticism to go with it. A lot of the times,
by the way, that age for boys and I think for girls too.
14 years old?
Yeah, depending on when you hit puberty, like there's significant differences in height, facial appearance. Hit puberty
when he was 7. As shown by his beard in the friggin' 8th grade video.
Yeah. Just imagine you're one of those kids that hasn't developed to that point, and you're coming up against that team, and you're just like
demoralized.
Yeah, I mean, you could easily be like a 5'2", 105-pound boy in 7th grade, right? And you're playing against Karl-Anthony Towns. I mean, it's ridiculous.
You could be a 105-pound boy at the age of 26.
You could be 5'11", 105 pounds, and still have to play against Karl-Anthony.
Are you still 105 pounds?
It's
107. We're getting up there.
We're getting up there.
Soaking wet.
More Bagel Wednesdays. You put in the
165, guys. Everyone calm down.
But yeah, and one point I did want to take from the basketball stance is it's amazing to see like his shot obviously develop. Now we've been watching and talking about
draining 30-footers.
But he's draining threes. Like that's
But they're not regular threes. He's like those are Steph Curry threes.
Yes, of course.
He's draining.
And that's
8th grade.
Must be tough to shoot over chairs like that. Just
I mean, you look at him, and we talk about this quite a lot, Steve. If you're on our basketball clips, and you look into like there's guys that are just kind of restructuring what basketball players are supposed to be like now. Because guys like that with that stature, if you're watching that tape 15 years ago, center. They're going to put him in there and solely just going to be post up, allow people to play around him, another Shaq. The guy does this on a weekly basis. He drains threes. He's got the parts of his game that is now going to become the norm. If you've got a big man, you want to try and develop him to look like that.
Basketball is a weird sport to me in the following sense. You watch footage of the game from like the 50s, and there's a bunch of white guys in tiny little shorts, and they dribble really fast like this, and they.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, it looks very awkward and stiff, right? And then the game has evolved where now basically I think every single player can dunk.
Yeah.
And there was a time when they're going to outlaw dunking as a legal shot because Kareem was dunking too much. They're like, that's just not fair. So there was a brief period where I think he had to like go over the basket and just drop it in. You can't just dunk it, right? But the weird thing is that women and WNBA women are taller than most of us. They play with a smaller ball. Why do they do that? Meanwhile, the guys are playing with the same, like even high school boys are playing with the men's size ball.
Yeah, same basketball.
And the main thing for me is the height of the baskets. So NBA players play at the 10 feet basket, but so do like 7th grade girls.
Yeah.
And I went to a 7th grade girl basketball game and it ended.
Anybody dunk?
It ended, I kid you not, 1-0. It was so painful to watch. They couldn't, it was an air ball every single time. Yeah.
What was the spread?
Is that over under?
It was like plus 4.5.
Whatever it was, take the under. They can't reach the basket. Yeah.
That's insane. That's a very good point.
8-minute quarters?
No. It was like 10-minute halves or 12-minute halves, something like that. And no one could score. Like for some bizarre reason, they couldn't find the girls-sized basketballs. They played with the men's-sized basketball. The 7th grade girls could not reach the rim. Every shot was an air ball. And at the end, one girl made 1 free throw with 20 seconds left. And
I bet you they
won.
The crowd went
Look,
crazy.
that's why I've
crazy.
always said this. Make your free throws.
That's
Make
it.
your free throws. Comment below. We got to wrap up.
Yeah, we got it.
Gotta wrap up.
Karl-Anthony Towns, freak athlete.